You're obviously playing with a bit more confidence now, and the results are coming, and then Darren reading back as well. You know, it's an extra to score.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's been a long time coming. Putting 4 wins in a row together. I think it's been a good couple of years since we've done that, and also the fact that 3 of them have been away from home. So that's a huge achievement by this group of players. And as I've kept saying, we have invested in these players, and that investment is starting to come through. I think what they've shown over the last 4 games is that they are a capable bunch. They are moving this region forward, and we can be excited about our future. We've still got a long way to go, and there'll still be some downs along the way, but in general terms, we're moving forward. And it would be really nice to see that you know, our supporters, I know they appreciate what these guys are doing, but if we can have a crowd come here on Saturday to show their appreciation to these boys, I think it would be massive as well.
Are you having any of the Welsh boys released?
Marion Robert is going to be available to us. Yeah, so we'll when we look at selection, we'll look to tie him in somehow.
Stoddard, is there any news with him at all?
Yeah, Stoddard, he's got a problem with his groin. I think the old term is Gilmore's groin. I had it myself some years ago. And he'll need an operation. It's not an extended period. It'll probably be about 4 weeks out. But he'll need to get that sorted sooner rather than later. And he's booked in for next week, early next week.
It's a real competition in our back row at the moment.
It's great competition there, you know. I think, and the way we can look at games can vary because we've got 2 physical guys there, and we've got, you know, the more out and out open side type player as well that we can put there. So it's really encouraging for us, and it's huge competition, and that competition is sparking in training sessions. They know that they're up against each other, so they're having to raise their performances not only on the field but on the training park, and it just brings a whole different level of intensity to everything we do.
A win would give you a home draw.
It's the way we're approaching this is very much like a quarter final, and if we can win this game, it puts us in a very strong position, probably a home draw in the semi-final, which would be a great position for us to be in. So it's very much win at all costs. You know, the bonus point doesn't come into it. And we said going into the Wasps game, although we'd done ourselves proud in what we'd achieved up into that game, we still needed 2 wins from the last 2 games. So Wasps game was a huge result for us in those terms, and this game is no different. So the focus is very much on getting a result.
The fact the Blues are still
absolutely, you know, as I say, that's why I think it's very much got a feel of a quarter final to it, because the Blues have got everything to play for. They're no different to any other team in our region in Wales. You know, we're in 3 competitions at the start of the season, and this is one of them. And you know, we'll all want to win it, and particularly ourselves and the Blues, because our Magnus League form hasn't been great. I think both of us would be delighted that we've still got something to play for in Europe, and this is the other competition that we're in. So you know, it's everything to play for.
Has this competition been something of a bonus? Because obviously the first game up in Harlequins, it could be seen as a weakish team, and you know, you wrestle a lot of players.
Yeah.
Has it been a bonus to really?
It's been good for us because I think the quality of the group has risen this season because of the exposure that a lot of these players have had over the last 18 months. And when we look at our selection between what is perceived to be our first team and maybe our second team, there's very little in it now. And we've got a lot of confidence when we put some of the boys who are maybe not recognised as first team players on the park, because we believe that they perform equally as well. And we saw that in the first stage of this competition, and we certainly saw it last week as well. So you know, there's very little to choose between what some people may perceive as our first team and our second string, which is great because it adds competition and it adds depth to our squad. And I think we're starting, because of the investment, that depth is starting to shine through for us.
And just on the other injuries, David and Mark is
no, Dav is March. And Mark is he's a bit like Simon really. There's no real clear indication as yet when they'll be back to play. They're doing rehab, you know, and they're doing as much as they can, but it's a little bit more difficult to be precise about there.